The rain pounded against the windshield like a relentless drumbeat, turning the highway into a slick ribbon of uncertainty. I gripped the steering wheel tighter, my knuckles white, as Marcus, my boss, cursed under his breath from the passenger seat. We'd been driving for hours through the Midwest, chasing a client meeting that could make or break our firm's quarter. But now, with the storm raging and the motel sign flickering ahead like a beacon of last resort, I knew this road trip was about to veer off course in ways I couldn't predict. We pulled into the gravel lot of the Starlight Motel, a rundown relic in rural Iowa that looked like it hadn't seen a fresh coat of paint since the 80s. Marcus hopped out first, his broad shoulders hunched against the downpour, and I followed, grabbing our bags from the trunk. Inside the lobby, the clerk, a grizzled man with a cigarette dangling from his lips, eyed us wearily. "Only one room left, fellas. Queen bed. Take it or leave it." Marcus glanced at me, his dark eyes unreadable, and nodded. "We'll take it." That night, as we settled into the cramped space, the air thick with the scent of damp carpet and cheap air freshener, I felt a knot twist in my stomach. I'm Alex Rivera, 28, a junior account manager at Apex Marketing in Chicago, and Marcus Hale is my 42-year-old boss, the kind of man who commands a room with his sharp suits and sharper wit. He's married, or at least he wears a ring, though he never talks about his wife. Me? I'm gay, out to my friends, but not at work, especially not to someone like Marcus, who's all about traditional values in our conservative-leaning office. Sharing a bed with him felt like stepping onto a minefield. We changed into dry clothes in awkward silence. Him in boxers and a tee, me in sweats, and climbed under the covers with a foot of space between us like an invisible wall. "This is ridiculous," Marcus muttered, staring at the ceiling. "Reminds me of my college days, bunking with roommates." I laughed nervously, trying to play it cool. "Yeah, except you're the boss. Don't fire me if I snore." He chuckled, a deep rumble that eased the tension a bit. But as the storm howled outside, sleep evaded me. I lay there, hyper-aware of his breathing, the warmth radiating from his side. Why did this feel so charged? It was just a bed, right? The next morning, the rain had cleared, but the roads were flooded, stranding us for another day. Marcus suggested we make the most of it, review client pitches over breakfast at the diner's Greasy Spoon next door. Over pancakes and coffee, he opened up more than he ever had at the office. "You know, Alex, you're one of the best we've got. Sharp, intuitive, but you hold back sometimes. Why is that?" I shrugged, poking at my eggs. "Just cautious, I guess. Office politics and all." He leaned in, his gaze intense. "Life's too short for caution. Take me. I built this career from nothing, but it's cost me. Family stuff, you know?" That's when he mentioned Sarah, his wife of 15 years. They met in college, had 2 kids now in high school. But his voice cracked a little when he said, "Things aren't what they used to be." I nodded, sharing a bit about my own life. Growing up in a strict Latino family in Texas, where being gay meant hiding parts of yourself. My parents still think I'm just focused on work. It's easier that way. Marcus listened, really listened, his eyes softening. For the first time, I saw vulnerability in him, the man who always seemed unbreakable. As the day wore on, we explored the tiny town, walking empty streets lined with faded storefronts. We talked about everything: politics, dreams, regrets. Marcus admitted he'd always wanted to be a writer, not a marketer, but responsibilities got in the way. I confessed my fear of never finding real love in a world that still judged people like me. "Society's changing," he said, "but not fast enough." In that moment, under the clear blue sky, something shifted. His hand brushed mine accidentally as we crossed a puddle, and neither of us pulled away immediately. It was innocent but electric. Back at the motel, the tension built. We ordered pizza, watched an old movie on the grainy TV. Laughter came easier now, barriers crumbling. But when bedtime rolled around, that one bed loomed larger. "You okay with this?" he asked, sliding under the sheets. "Yeah." I lied, my heart racing. In the dark, our conversation turned personal. He spoke of his marriage's cracks, emotional distance, unmet needs. "I love my kids, But sometimes I wonder if I'm living a lie. My breath caught. Was he hinting at something? I shared a story from my past. A brief college romance that ended because of family pressure. It hurts, pretending to be someone you're not. As sleep finally claimed us, I felt him shift closer in the night, his arm draping over me in what could have been an accident. But in the morning, when I woke to find him watching me, a small smile on his face, I knew we were on the brink of something dangerous. The roads were clearing, but our journey was just beginning. We hit the road again by noon, the sun glinting off the wet pavement as if mocking our overnight detour. Marcus drove this time, his hands steady on the wheel, but the air in the car hummed with unspoken words from the night before. I stole glances at him, his profile strong, jaw set, but my mind replayed that accidental touch, the vulnerability in his voice. What was happening here? This was my boss, a married man with a life built on straight lines, and I was risking everything by even entertaining the thought. The client meeting was in Minneapolis, a few hours north, but we took a scenic route to clear our heads, as Marcus put it. Fields of corn stretched endlessly, a monotonous backdrop to our deepening conversations. He asked about my dating life casually at first. Anyone special back in Chicago? I hesitated, then decided on honesty. Not really. It's hard in our line of work. Long hours, and honestly, not everyone gets the whole gay thing. He nodded thoughtfully. I can imagine. My brother's gay, came out years ago. Family took it hard at first, but we adapted. That surprised me. Marcus, from a conservative Southern background, had a gay brother? He's happy now, he continued. Married to a great guy. Makes me think about how much pressure we put on ourselves to fit molds. I opened up more, talking about the microaggressions at work, the jokes in the break room, the assumptions. It's exhausting, always gauging if it's safe to be myself. Marcus frowned. That shouldn't be. At Apex, I want everyone to feel included. Maybe I need to push harder on that. As we stopped for lunch at a roadside cafe, the conflict brewed inside me. He was opening doors, but what if it was just friendly concern? Over burgers, he shared more about his marriage. Sarah and I were more like roommates now. The spark's gone. We've talked about separating. But the kids. His voice trailed off, pain etching his features. I felt a pull, a desire to comfort him. But society's voices echoed in my head. Homewrecker, unethical, power imbalance. He was my superior. This could end my career. Driving on, the landscape shifted to rolling hills, mirroring the ups and downs in our dialogue. Marcus turned on the radio, but soon switched it off. Alex, last night. I didn't mean to overstep. My heart pounded. You didn't. It was nice, actually, talking like that. He smiled, a genuine one that reached his eyes. Yeah, feels real. But reality intruded when his phone rang. Sarah. Checking in. He answered cheerfully, but his tone was strained. After hanging up, he sighed. She suspects something's off. Not about us, just me. That evening, we reached Minneapolis, but the client rescheduled due to the storm's aftermath. Another night in a hotel, this time with options, but Marcus booked a single room to save costs. Was it deliberate? The room had 2 beds, but we ended up sitting on one, reviewing notes. Proximity bred intimacy. Our knees touched, and neither moved. Tell me more about you, he urged. I spoke of my dreams, traveling, maybe starting my own agency one day. He listened, then shared his own buried aspirations. I envy your freedom, Alex. No ties holding you back. As night fell, we lay in our separate beds, but sleep wouldn't come. Marcus, I whispered. Yeah. What if? What if we weren't boss and employee? Silence stretched, then, I'd want to know you better. Really know you. My pulse raced. This was crossing lines. Professional ethics, marital vows, societal norms. But in that moment, the connection felt undeniable. The next day brought tension. Over breakfast, Marcus seemed distant, regretting his words. We should focus on work, he said abruptly. Hurt stung me, but I nodded. The meeting went well, sealing the deal, but celebration felt hollow. On the drive back, silence reigned until a flat tire forced us to pull over on a deserted stretch. As we changed it together, sweat-soaked and laughing at our ineptitude, the wall cracked again. "I'm scared, Alex," he admitted, wiping his hands, "of what this means." I met his gaze. "Me too, but ignoring it. That feels worse." We stood there, inches apart, the world fading. No kiss, no touch, just raw honesty. But back in the car, doubt crept in. What about his family? My job? The whispers in conservative circles? This wasn't just romance. It was a powder keg of controversy. By nightfall, we checked into another motel, exhaustion heavy. "One room?" the clerk asked. Marcus hesitated, then nodded. The pattern was set, the pull inescapable. The drive home to Chicago dragged on, each mile amplifying the storm inside us. Marcus gripped the wheel, his wedding ring catching the light like a constant reminder. I'd caught him staring at it earlier, twisting it absently. "Penny for your thoughts?" I asked, breaking the silence. He sighed. "Just wondering how we got here. One road trip, and everything's upside down." We stopped at a rest area, stretching our legs under a canopy of oaks. Families picnicked nearby, kids laughing. A snapshot of normalcy that felt worlds away. "Look at them," Marcus said softly. "That's what I thought my life would be. Stable, predictable." I leaned against the car. "But is it really? Or just what society expects?" He turned to me, eyes searching. "You're right. I've been playing a role for so long. I forgot who I am." Back on the road, confessions poured out. Marcus admitted he'd questioned his sexuality in college. A brief fling with a roommate buried deep. I pushed it down, married Sarah, because it was the right thing. But now, with you. His voice broke. I felt a surge of empathy mixed with fear. This wasn't just attraction. It was identity crisis meets midlife reckoning. "What about your kids?" I pressed. "They'd hate me if..." He shook his head. "They'd understand eventually. But Sarah, it'd destroy her." The conflict escalated when we hit traffic in Wisconsin. Stuck, we argued for the first time. "This is wrong, Alex. Power dynamic. I could be taking advantage." I fired back. "Or maybe I'm the one pursuing. Don't infantilize me." Voices rose, frustration spilling. "Society sees us as predators or victims," I said bitterly. "Gay men in the workplace? Instant scandal." He nodded grimly. "Especially in our field. Clients are old school. One whiff of this and Apex tanks." We pulled off at a diner to cool down, the neon sign buzzing like our nerves. Over pie, tempers eased. "I'm sorry," Marcus said, reaching for my hand under the table. "A risky move in this small town. I don't want to hurt anyone, but denying this hurts too." I squeezed back, heart aching. "Me neither. But choices have consequences." That night, in yet another motel, this one with twin beds, we lay awake, talking across the gap. Marcus shared stories of his brother's struggles, disowned briefly by their parents, fighting for acceptance. It made me hide even more. I recounted my own battles, coming out to friends, losing some, workplace discrimination veiled as fit. In America today, it's better, but not everywhere. Rural areas like this, still dangerous. Our words bridged the physical distance, forging emotional intimacy. Morning brought resolve. "Let's see where this goes," Marcus said over coffee. Discreetly, excitement mingled with dread as we drove on. But reality struck when his phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. "When are you home? Kids miss you." Guilt shadowed his face. "I have to tell her something," he murmured. The high point came near the Illinois border. We detoured to a lake, skipping stones and sharing laughs. For a moment it felt pure, no labels, just two people connecting. "You make me feel alive, Alex," he confessed, his hand on my shoulder. Warmth spread through me, but so did worry. What if this blew up? Office rumors, family fallout, societal judgment. Back in the car, tension peaked. "What if we end it now?" I suggested, testing. before it hurts more. He pulled over sharply. Is that what you want? Tears stung my eyes. No, but the world isn't ready for us. He cupped my face gently, no more, but enough to ignite hope. Then we'll fight for it. Chicago loomed, the skyline a symbol of return to normalcy. But nothing felt normal. At the office drop-off, we parted awkwardly. Talk soon, he said. Alone in my apartment, doubts flooded. Was this love or illusion? The drama was just starting. Back in Chicago, the city buzzed with energy, but I felt unmoored. Work resumed Monday. Marcus in his corner office, me at my desk. Eye contact across the bullpen sparked memories of the road, but we kept it professional, emails about projects, no personal chit-chat. Yet, the undercurrent pulled stronger. During a team meeting, his praise for my work felt loaded, colleagues oblivious. Lunchtime, he texted, "Coffee? Neutral ground." We met at a cafe blocks away from prying eyes. I can't stop thinking about it, he admitted, stirring his latte. But Sarah, we're separating. I told her last night. Shock hit me. Because of me? He shook his head. No, it's been coming. But you gave me courage. Relief mixed with guilt. What about the kids? They're upset, but we'll co-parent. It's amicable for now. Society's shadows loomed. Chicago's progressive, but our firm caters to conservative clients. Whispers started when Marcus pushed for LGBTQ plus inclusivity training. What's gotten into Hale? A coworker joked. I stayed silent, fearing exposure. At home, my family called. Mom probing about my love life. Find a nice girl yet? The lie stuck in my throat. Conflicts mounted. A client dinner turned awkward when homophobic remarks surfaced. These pride parades, over the top, right? The exec laughed. Marcus stiffened but said nothing, later apologizing to me privately. I should have spoken up. I nodded, hurt. Silence enables it. Our first real fight ensued in his car after. I'm new to this, Alex. Give me time. Time? While I hide. Emotions boiled, love clashing with reality. We stole moments, walks in parks, late-night calls. Intimacy grew emotional, not physical, hugs lingering, words deepening. But controversy brewed when Sarah found out. She called me at work, voice icy. Stay away from my husband. Panic surged. It's not like that. I lied. Marcus confronted her, but the damage spread. Friends took sides, kids confused. Office drama peaked during a pitch. A rival spread rumors. Hale's going soft, personal issues. Sales dipped. Blame circled. Marcus confided. This could cost me the firm. I offered to quit. No, we fight. But societal pressure weighed. Media stories of similar scandals, public shaming. Is it worth it? I asked one night in his now empty house. Highs came too. A weekend getaway to Michigan, anonymous bliss. We talked futures. Move away? Start fresh. Dreams felt possible. But back home, a family intervention. His brother supporting, parents condemning. This isn't you, Marcus. Tears flowed. Choices tore at him. My side mirrored. Friends warned. Boss romance? Recipe for disaster. Loneliness hit when he pulled back for the kids' sake. They need stability. Heartbreak loomed, but connection endured. In a quiet moment, he said, I love you, Alex. First time saying it. Joy surged, but so did fear. As tensions crested, a board meeting loomed. Rumors threatened exposure. We braced for fallout, love tested against the world. The board meeting was a battlefield, suits and ties masking the undercurrents of judgment. Marcus presented quarterly figures, voice steady, but I saw the strain in his eyes from the back row. Whispers had escalated. Anonymous tips about his personal distractions. As questions turned pointed, a director asked, Any truth to the rumors affecting performance? Marcus met his gaze. My private life is private. Focus on results. Murmurs rippled. I held my breath. After, in his office, he slumped. It's out. Sarah's friends talked. Panic gripped me. What now? He pulled me close, a rare embrace at work. We face it together. But society didn't make it easy. News leaked to a local business blog. Apex CEO in gay affair with employee? Comments exploded. Supportive voices drowned by vitriol. Disgraceful. Power abuse. Clients pulled back. Stocks dipped. Family fallout intensified. His kids visited, the teen daughter tearful. Dad, is it true? He explained gently. I'm figuring myself out. I still love you. She hugged him, but the son stormed out. You're ruining everything. My heart ached for them. On my end, I came out fully to my parents via video call. Mom cried, "What will people say?" Dad silent, disappointed. We raised you better. The cultural clash stung. Latino traditions versus personal truth. Conflicts peaked at a company event. Colleagues stared, some avoiding us. A drunk exec cornered me. Sleeping your way up? Fury rose. Marcus intervened, firing him on the spot. No place for bigotry here. Cheers from allies, but backlash followed. Lawsuits threatened. We navigated the storm, therapy helping Marcus process his bisexuality. I repressed it for years. I supported, but doubts nagged. Was I the catalyst or casualty? High drama came when Sarah filed for divorce, citing infidelity. Though emotional, it fueled tabloids. Protests outside the office. Conservative groups chanting against moral decay. Inside, progressives rallied. Marcus addressed the staff. I'm gay or bi, and in love with Alex. If that bothers you, leave. Half applauded. Others resigned. The firm transformed, but at cost. Our relationship deepened amid chaos. Quiet dinners, shared dreams. Marry me someday? He whispered. Hope flickered, but reality bit. A client boycott loomed. Relocation discussed. California? More accepting. Choices weighed heavy. Sacrifice career for love? In the end, we persevered. Marcus stepped down as CEO, starting a consultancy focused on inclusive marketing. I joined, our bond stronger. Kids adapted slowly. Families thawed. Society evolved, but scars remained. Was it right to upend lives for personal happiness?